the Eibishter says, Reim, no, because Shemim, the I could, okay. So tonight, we're going to discuss tonight's Chaf of. Tonight's the Rebbe's father's yard site for Bleivik. He's a Yid who had Mesiras Nefesh, and because of his Mesiras Nefesh in Russia, he was put in jail and then sent in exile, and eventually he passed away far away from his home. But tonight I wanted to talk about something that the Rebbe initiated in the year Tafshin Mem, the year 1980, in honor of his father, Chaf Menachemov, by the Fabrengen. And the idea in general, before we get into the details, was that, as we said, what the title of the shir was. The title of the shir is an initiative for post-retirement. As we know that the Rebbe was not pro-retirement, so I need to make a disclaimer.
Definitely.
The Rebbe was not pro-retirement, and but if a person is retired, did retire, or semi-retired, so then the retirement is only from the job. But back at the Shalom, retirement, no such thing. Retirement from Avodas Hashem. Adrabah, Rebbe says that now, since the Yid is older, he's able to on it's page 263. Halach has page 273. Oh, so it's Chaf Menachem. It's like over there. It's going to be towards the end. It's Chaf Menachem of Tafshin. So so Adrabah, and the older person is in Chachma and wisdom. They've grown in wisdom. So this is the opposite of what the world, how the world looks at it, the world perceives in it. A person becomes schwacher as they become older, they don't have the same koyach. But really, fakert, Yiddishkeit doesn't look at it that way. Yiddishkeit looks, when one gets older, that fakert, they're wiser. And therefore, when it comes to learning Torah, Adrabah, now's the time to cash in and learning Torah, to add learning Torah. Now's the time which, since he's free from business, he's free from all the worries that he has when he's younger. Good, thank you. So he's free from all the trouble that he has for trying to make money, whatever he was involved in. So now he has more time. So now it should fill that time up with learning Torah. So what we're going to learn about is that the Rebbe initiated that we should make kollels for people who have more free time after they're retired or semi-retired, and to grow in limit HaTorah. And this was in honor of his father. So wow, this time of the year, the Gemara says, starting from Chamishas above, starting from the 15th day above, he says that the Mekam ve'elech the Meisiv Yesiv. So you start learning since the nights get longer. Thank you. The nights get longer, so therefore we can start adding in Torah in the nighttime, like we're doing now. And the Gemara says when you add in Torah is Yesiv Chayim al Chayiv, that a person gets more life. Adds Pasha B'Gashmi as he gets more life. By learning Torah now at nighttime, adding and learning Torah at nighttime, starting from Chamishas B'Av, adds B'Gashmi's life to the person. So that's especially, so when somebody's already older, it's already and Shishim Zikna, or the Kunizay says even Chamishim Zikna. Again, it's not, the Rebbe explains many times, we don't look at it as being older as something which is derogatory, something you could say because the person is more shvach, raket, like we're going to see, is, so he's not involved as much in the tudus of in dealing with the business. And Mela, he has a chiyuv, and every yid has a chiyuv, and especially a yid who has more time to learn Torah and to add in learning Torah. Because the chiyuv of learning Torah, Talmud Torah says v'gisa b'yem v'layla, that we should toil in Torah day and night. And that means kipshutei, which means every single moment we should learn Torah. That's what the Gisa B'Yem V'Layla means. But if when a person has when a person is busy with Parnasa, so he's not so he's not able to learn the whole time, day and night. So he's with bin kevei itam Torah. He sets up times to learn Torah, and that's how he's the mitzvah. The Gisa B'Yem V'Layla is really supposed to be every moment. If you can't even, so at least Perek Efesh. But when he already is older and he's ready, he doesn't have all the tirdas of Parnasa, doesn't have to deal with business anymore, Parnasa. So he's retired. So then he has to give his mechuyev. It's a chiyuv. Apidin, Megisa B'Yem Alayla is mechuyev to learn Torah every 3 minutes, which is not eating and drinking or sleeping, whatever is necessary to take care of his well-being. He's mechuyev to learn Torah. So his whole inyan is to learn Torah. So it's a mistake that when we said now that we're supposed to add in Torah when it's starting Chamish Asabav, so it's negea to all Yidden. Whether a person learns Torah learns Torah all the time. Even someone learns Torah all the time, like a Shiva Bacher or a person who's in Koilel right after the Chasana, he's still supposed to add in these days in learning Torah. It applies to them also. Which those are Mother Dead Isa, those who learn Torah all the time, or those from Yisachar. Also for those who are Bala Asik, for sure. Those are Zvulun, those are more modern Uvdin Tavim, which they do as Mice and Tavim. So and then they go out of the and out of the business, even partially or totally. Also, they have to add. But there's a special connection to the skanim, to the older people. This idea of adding. Why adding and learning? Because what do we say? What's the bracha for it? Bracha is you get long life. Mm-hmm. No, when people get older, they start worrying. They get their life insurance, right? They start worrying about. So this is a life insurance over here. Yesif Chaim Achayev. It says we add in life. So Dafka, they should have actually shtadlus and learn it would emphasize this special shtadlus of learning more on these nights. But this is again not specifically only for these nights, but b'chlal. So the Rebbe goes on to explaining the way the world looks at it, the way, like we just mentioned before, that the world looks at becoming old. They have a false conception of what it means someone becomes older. They say, oh, since he's becoming shvach, he's becoming weaker, so he's not as capable to work and to achieve, and therefore he has to retire. But obviously, such an attitude does not make the person feel too good. It makes them feel a little bit down. Oh, they start feeling that they're old and they can't accomplish something real, and they feel they're just a burden on their family, and therefore, because they start dealing with people, they buy into this ideas and start doing. Stop doing things which are active. So then they start feeling a little like they have their day is empty. There's nothing to fill up the time. That's the way the world looks at it, and unfortunately, we see today, and you see, look in the world is the way people, people in the world still less than hanacha, the way the world looks at it. But really, apitatus emes is really the opposites. Tafke, and when the person's older, even though his body's more shvach, Tafke when he's older, is what it says in Iyov, Reiv Shanim Yidiu Chachma. That the more years the person has, that gives him more wisdom. That gives him more wisdom. And like the Gemara says, Zikni Teira, those are Talmidei Chachamim when they get older, Kol Zmashim Askinim, as they become older, Daitam Misyasheves Aleim. It's from Kinim. So their minds become more settled. The Rebbe adds, very important, that even those who are not Talmidei Chachamim, but still, the Gemara says a Kiddushin about an older person. Kama harptiki odu alayu. How many? The reason why we have to respect, and if they say v'takum, you have to stand up for someone's older, is because they went through a lot in their life. They have life experience. They went through a lot of challenges in life. They went through a lot in life, and therefore they have more experience. They like their life experience, and therefore young people need to come on to their eitzah. Like it says, ben chamishim leitzah. When someone's 50, you need to come on to their eitzah. You want to hear their eitzah, what they say. So you come on. Someone who's older, we come to them to ask for eitzah, counsel. So when it comes to seichel, which that's the main thing of the person, the ikir of the person is seichel, is when they become older, is fakeret, they become, when a person's older, regarding their seichel adarabah, their seichel is stronger, because they have more experience, they're more wise. So therefore we understand from this that since this is their advantage, that when they're older, they're more wise and more experienced with life. Therefore, in regards to seichel, they should be more active. They should use their seichel even more. Someone's older should use their seichel more, even though they're going to say that when they don't feel as strong in their body, but in their seichel they should use. Shalom Aleichem.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have online over here, and we have now in live.
It's supposed to be every document from Meyer. No. So where's this guy?
Hashem, Leilam's going to come.
The Rebbe was against retiring, but
Right.
Chaim Berlin, when Malamed becomes 70, then they can retire.
It's a new takana. It's only the last couple of years.
Well, but the Rebbe was
You know
against.
why? You know why they did it? For two reasons. First reason is someone
Rabbi Chanowitz is here.
people in rebuttal.
I recognize this boy.
And the second reason was that they wanted some new blood. Another question.
So he's saying, the Rebbe is saying that when it comes, that the world looks at it, what we're saying until now is that the way the world looks at it, page 264, the way the world looks at it. That's fine. It's more outside. It's fine. The way the world looks at it, when a person gets older, they look at it. Oh, now it's time to. He can't be he can't do so much for society as much. He has to take it easy. He can't achieve as much because he's weaker, schwacher. But the way the Rebbe looks at it, he says the Plato looks at it, is the opposite. The older a person becomes, the wiser they are, the more life experience they have, and they're able to give more eitzah. Therefore, when it comes to something with seichel, someone's older, you should be more active in seichel. Things which have to do with intellectual pursuits, using your mind. The older a person gets, he should be more involved. He should learn. So. First of all, that everyone was against this whole thing that they push that when they get older, they push the person out. They have to retire. because the person is older, he's wiser. And but those who are taka older and they don't have the koyach to work, and they're semi-retired or retired. So, and because their body is weaker, chulsha the gufa, it says in Isaiah, is took for the it is chulsha the gufa is took for the nishmasa. When the body is weak, the neshama is stronger. So their neshama, people are older, even though they're not as strong, but their neshama is stronger. So until now, when he was younger, so he was into the business. So then his ambitions, day and night, even when he was sleeping, he was dreaming about making the buck, making the money. But now that ambition he can be channeled when he's older, could channel it to adding in chachma, adding in seichel, adding in wisdom. By giving up his time, filling up his day with learning Torah. And now he doesn't have to worry about business anymore. A person's older, he's retired, whatever it is. Now he can focus on learning Torah. It's not that you say, oh, now we don't do anything. I just sit and do nothing. I sit on my chair and I do nothing. That's not the approach. It's not the Yiddish approach. The Yiddish approach is that now we have to be extra active in learning Torah. Until now we weren't able to. And so if when we were younger we weren't able to learn as much, we were a bacher, we weren't able to learn as much. Maybe we were a young child, we weren't able to learn as much. So now's the time how when a person is older, he has more time, he's able to be mash and fill up whatever he maybe have missed. And that lifts up the person when they're older and they feel like they're still wasting their time, there's nothing to do with, and they have nothing to do with their lives, and they're meaningless. This lifts the person up when they fill up their day. This was before I came. I looked up some clips from about this subject. The Rebbe video, the Rebbe talking about it, and Jem has some things about it.
You always said, "Look, there's an understanding with time."
Yeah, about retirement, and the Rebbe, but about this also. So you have Lev Levayev, famous philanthropist in Israel. He said so he was by this Fabrengen, and his friend told him, you have a kollel for people in Bnei Brak. Why don't you make kollels for older people like the Rebbe's talked about now? So he came over to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe gave him a Smirnoff bottle for l'chaim, and he says he has 100 kollelim in Eretz Yisrael for like the Rebbe's this is the Rebbe's initiative over here for older people, and the people come over to him and they say, until now I have what to say over. I come home to my wife, I have something over, something technic, something with content I'm able to tell over to my wife, not just talk about the weather every day, just watch the TV and say what it says. And now I can tell my grandkids, my children, something technic. I feel like my day is filled with something. I'm not just wasting my time and just talking about what it said, what the news is.
He's a guy.
Sure, the shul Nikkutei.
Yeah. So on the porch, the guy sits there and he's a pile of cash. So I mean, why does he have a pile of cash? So I went over to him, I wanted to know. So he said that he's a wealthy man, time, but he wanted to do something. I said, so he says, all these shulchan, whatever, who come to raise money, they get a lot of singles. So he changes them, right? The smaller change, and he gives them $100,000. He said, but you can't go to the bank and then do the singles. So then the people you're playing, you craps, where did you get all the singles from? So he has clients, grocery stores, that he gives the small change to, it gives them 30 days to give them bigger bills, so they can have cash flow as well.
Wow.
But he does. Since he has opening safe over there. So I went ahead and I took singles from him. My most of believes me with singles he'd have in the store.
Wow,
So
beautiful.
I took $200, counted it was 201. So I called him, I got his booking. So I owe you $1. I gave it to him during the talk.
Wow, okay, that's it. So
Find ways to.
it's beautiful. That's it. Yeah, there's so much now that you don't have the regular tirdas haparnasa, so now there's more. So
Then he sits in front of me, smokes a cigar in front of the tree. Temple. It's great.
right. So that's what it is. So actually, this is a little bit what this says. We just said on the 15th of Av, when the nights start getting longer, so the Gemara says that you start adding in Torah, so that there's going to be, it says it's going to be adding to your life also. So it adds to your life. It's just because you add in learning Torah, so in the night, so you're also going to be added to your life also. But the Lashon is, doesn't add more years to your years, which is what Gash says. Yosef Chayim al Chayiv. You add more life to life. Which means even to the life that you're having now is more quality to life. Okay, so now the Rebbe said, in order that this inspiration should actually hold that so there's a rule that the Rebbe said that if you want a decision that you make, if you want it to actually happen, to actualize, so you should connect it with a rabbin, with other people. If you want to make a decision in life, you want to make a achlata. So if you connect it with somebody else, so then that keeps that actually, since you know other people are involved, that keeps you going, keeps you doing that thing, right? If it's something you did and nobody knows about, you decided nobody knows about achlata that you take on a good resolution, achlata, good resolution you take on, nobody knows about, so it's easier to stop doing it. But if it's other people are involved, then it stays for longer. So the Rebbe suggests that everywhere they should make a beis medrash for those who are older, and were retired, that they should learn together. They should learn together. So besides for the fact that they have the mila of learning Torah together with other people, that's a great thing. There's a big mila about that. It's a big advantage about the spiritual advantage about that. But like we said, the fact that people are getting together, that encourages everyone to be involved in this in this resolution of learning Torah. And we try to give 10 people, that's even Ida Kadesha, so it's association Meiskim Torah, when 10 people learn Torah together, the Shekhinah Shruya B'neiim, we have the Shekhinah. And then he suggests even further. Besides for making this kollel with others, he says we should set up certain times when everyone could get together, and it should be shurim. And at least he says at least over here, he says at least twice a day. I heard on the Sichos, when I heard when the Rebbe said it, he says once a day, and Matei at least twice a day they should make this. By the way, in 770 every day, there's also this kollel skin Menachem Gerlitzky has inside of 770 every single day. People come and learn, and they have a shir Torah. And also the Rebbe adds that the people who come should get a stipend, should get some money. And it should be if possible in the number of 18 chai, and that's gonna encourage people to actually keep the times of learning. So the Rebbe asks with every lashon of shabakasha that this should reach this idea of older people learning. It should reach all denominations, all chugim, because it's nothing to do with one group, let's say, only the Lubavitch, let's say. It has to do with everyone. It should be in every city, and possible in every shul. Rebbe says responsibility and the schus lies mainly on the Marad Asra, on the Rav. And he should give a shir there once a week. And Rebbe encouraged also, there's already there's adult homes, senior citizen homes, that the people over there the people who run it are very interested in finding things to fill up the day with. We're always thinking of programs to fill up, and they would be very happy if we would help them out in having set times of learning Torah with the people there.
So in Flatbush, there's a kollel chatzos. There's the guy, mostly Sfardim. The one guy picks everybody up. They say Tikkun Chatzos, and then they learn all night. So I asked one of them, so how do you support your family? These are not older guys. Don't worry, because Baruch over here helps. These are mostly Sfardim, a lot of Ashkenazim, but there's a little
Interesting.
of Flatbush.
Interesting. Interesting. So over here, it's for sure that for the people over there in these homes, for sure, it's going to be they're going to be very happy that they're going to be able to learn. It's going to lift them up. Pat, you were saying something I didn't hear.
I think in her part, it's up for chat. You don't know, six nights a week from 12 to 6. Yeah.
So the Rebbe says that we want to encourage more and more people, more and more people involved, so more and more people are going to be inspired and encouraged to do this. So the Rebbe wanted to connect all these different kollels together. So he says, even though we say a person should always learn Torah where he enjoys most. A person should choose something where he enjoys, a part of Torah where he enjoys to learn. That's what a person should do. But obviously, ain't they same Shabbos? Everyone's going to have a different idea of what they like to learn. But at least we should do one thing that you should learn. All of these places should learn. It should all be together the same thing, which is, that I would suggest, should be the Chumash of that day. Chumash of that day. That's something which everyone all over the world. In Eretz Yisrael, sometimes it doesn't work out. Depends on the piece of the year. But usually, everyone has the same paisha, and you could do. And also, they should all have the same name. This way, everyone feels connected. Everyone feels connected. Oh, we have a lot of people on the
same name.
Same name of these kollels. We're going to be saying this way. Everyone feels part of the same thing. It gives encouragement.
So this thing was not out here.
That's you're thinking of Lev Levayev. No, the Rebbe's going to talk about. We'll give the name right now. We're going to talk about the name. Hashem, we have a nice olam on the. We have a nice olam on the Zoom. We have like 5 people. Okay, so what's the name? So the Rebbe says the name he's suggesting is they should be called, first of all, starting with the name Toilel. Because nowadays that's a name which is like for a base medish for people in Torah, and it's a name which attracts people to come. Because also sometimes if a person's older, he could be scared. Oh, it's a Toilel for older people. I don't want to be called Al Tayyid. I don't want to be called the old man. So therefore we call it a kollel, which kollel is used also for people who just got married and just after kollel for young people. I can say ben shminas lechuppah. So a person can still feel young, call it kollel. So we'll give it a name of a kollel. And also kollel, what is kollel? Kollel means to include. So it means that we're gonna try to include as many people as possible that they should join the learning. And also, that's the idea of the main hatzlacha in learning Torah is not just to learn for ourselves. The way we grow in our own Torah is by teaching others. Aleph, we teach Aleph, we teach someone else. That's the idea of kollel, is that we want every Yid we come to kollel, older person can come to kollel, he can learn himself, and then he can teach others. So that's the first part of the name. The next thing, he's going to call it, since it's for older people, which is interesting, he says we're going to call it kollel Tiferes Canaan. Tiferes Canaan. Now, really, the pasuk in Mishnah is about Teres Canaan. Teres Canaan Nebanim. He says he's using Tiferes because, first of all, Tiferes, even though Tiferes is by Bachrim, but Tiferes is connected to Torah. The Gemara says, Tiferes zu matan Torah. So we're calling kollel Tiferes. Everything is meduik. Everything when the Rebbe instituted a name, it wasn't just like throwing it out. There was a whole Torah behind it. So Tiferes is connected to Torah, and Tiferes is also is different than Ateres. Ateres, which is usually Lashon for Skenim, Ateres is a crown, something on top of a person. Tiferes is the person's beauty, is the person himself. Learning Torah becomes part of the person himself, and even that connects it also with Kabbalah. Tiferes Gufa, Tiferes is connected with the person with the person himself. So. And interesting, right? The Rebbe said that in Russia there was in undergrounds there was an organization called Tiferes Bachram, which with the Yidden they had in Siddhis Nefesh to learn Torah. I have actually a Maristan, right? Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah, the Rebbe over here doesn't mention that. I wonder what year Tiferet Bachram was made. This is in 1980. So Hadar Taira I know was out already in the 60s. Well, mid 60s, right? When was that?
No, the work form requires family.
74?
They didn't have a
But the Tiferes, but they had Tiferes over there, Tiferes Bachram?
the fair, and I think you had the
When did that start?
Netflix.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they were prepared, which will come.
Uh-huh.
Top.
Uh-huh, okay. So interesting, Rebbe doesn't mention that, but it seems like it was probably that was also maybe named after this original organization in the Soviet Union where they had people learning without when undercover. So he's saying that's to encourage also to remind us that this idea to encourage people to learn, even now when it's not so difficult, then it was difficult. So we for sure we should for sure add learning. So and then the Rebbe connects it with his father. It's a pretty long name already. Kailol Tiferes Gainim. Three words already. The Rebbe says Levi Yitzchak for his father, because the Rebbe's initiative again tonight's the yahrzeit. Tonight's the Rebbe's father's yahrzeit Chafav. So the Rebbe instituted it, and the Rebbe said his father was having this established to spread Yiddishkeit, Torah, and Yiddishkeit, not just for older people, for everyone. And he was arrested for it and put into jail and put into galus because of that. And for sure it's gonna be a nachas ruach for his father. So and the Rebbe says. Levi Yitzchak is connected to Torah. The name is connected to Torah, and the Rebbe is going to give money towards it from a special. Every year, the Rebbe will collect money from a special magus called Likkutei Levi Yitzchak, special funds on his father's name. So we're going to give from this fund. We're going to give. We're going to give to every kollel which opens up. We're going to give money towards it, 18 shkalim. I don't know, it doesn't sound like so much, but it's I guess symbolic. And but if you add the name Levi Yitzchak, since I have a special schus and a chayv for Altzim Kibbutz Dav, so therefore they're going to get 100 shkalim. Whoever adds the name Levi Yitzchak, that is king. And the Rebbe said you should connect it also with staka. So because it says see in the Mishpat Tipada, which is staka, which is Torah, and the Shever but staka. So Torah and staka should always connect. And it says especially the world is shaking. So the world stands on three things. So we should add, we should put a staka pushka on the table. And therefore to remind the people to give staka besides and also connect it also with a davening. Do it before mincha, after mincha. And after Shachris, of course, Shachris, connected with the Maida before connected, so you have Torah, Tefillah, and Staka. That was very big. That was very into that. Torah, Tefillah, and Staka, everything. And that was you should also make a Kupas Gemilas Chasadim that they should very interesting that this group of Kollel should make a fund, a free loan society. A free loan society. They should give money, and this way they always have the mile of a Staka when they give a loan that as long as the person has the loan. So they're getting a mile of stock. And interesting, this is the Rebbe. The Rebbe is always very, very open. The Rebbe says, for women too, older women also. The Shei Yisrael, which are already older, which means already after childbearing years, because women are also mechuyev in learning Torah. And like it says in Shulchan Aruch, it says women are chayav to learn the halachas which are connected to them, which they need to do. They need to learn the din nida. They learn going to mikveh the melicha. Today they don't see a woman doing as much salting, but Isser Yichud. There's all the women's things that women have to know. Any mitzvahs asay which is not connected with Zman Grama, not connected with the time and any mitzvah loisasa in the Torah, right? They have to know the Shabbos, they have to know all these things. They're just like men. They have to learn the Torah. This was in Shulchan Aruch. There's different groups to stay. Maybe the woman shouldn't learn because it's based on certain Maimei Chazal. But these days, so much halacha which they have to learn anyhow, right? And then the Rebbe says, including for sure the chumash, because there's Torah Shebeksav they should learn. The Rebbe says, a woman can learn Torah Shebeksav, and so the chumash of the day, the parsha, basically you learn parsha, and include in learning chassidus, because there's 6 mitzvahs which are continuous, right? Sheish mitzvahs which are. The Chinuch says, the Sefer HaChinuch, he says 6 mitzvahs. What are they? which are continuous. To believe in Hashem, not to believe in anything outside Hashem, that He's one, that to love Him and to fear Him, and not to go after your mind, your thoughts of your heart and eyes. Every single moment. And how do we accomplish that? A lot of that's through learning Chassidus. When Chassidus inspires your heart to believe in Hashem, that He's one, and that to love Him and to fear Him, and to control ourselves. This is all helps. We get inspired to keep all these mitzvahs through learning Chassidus. So they're mechuyev. Women are also mechuyev in these mitzvahs. They're obligated in these mitzvahs. So therefore, they also obligate to learn Chassidus. So therefore,
Tanya is like Hasidus.
Tanya is Chassidus. Yeah, so 100%. So therefore, the Rebbe says same thing also about tefillah and tzedakah. Tefillah and tzedakah, they should also be encouraged. They're also to daven. Women are encouraged to daven. Actually, the right, it's a chiyuv of woman to woman have a chiyuv to daven, and also to give tzedakah. So, and especially, and it actually says something. When they're older. Again, we're talking about older women learning. When they're older, they should learn, spend time. Older women go to shiurim, like the yavish nice. They should add. They do these things. So it says safsa bebesa sima bebesa. It says it's a siman toiv. It's a good thing if when there's a older woman, a baba in the house. It says it's a siman toiv. What were you going to say?
I remember this maybe from my young or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rashi.
There's a Gemara. It's a Gemara. It's brought in Rashi. Yeah, you're right. It brought in Rashi in Chukaisai. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. In Erchin, about the Erech, why the difference between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it, when a
Yeah,
man,
he doesn't mention that we skip.
yeah, but it's not good.
So therefore, the Rebbe encourages that women should also have shiurim, should learn Torah, and he calls it beis chachmas nashim. Not to call it kollel, so because we don't. That's for men. Kollel is a name for men. We don't use that for women, but we're going to call it beis chachmas nashim. The older woman.
Is there such a thing today?
So it's a good question. I was looking on the videos. I saw Rabbi Kanelsky made at that time. He made also great in New Jersey. He had a lot of places. He said they had like 250 participants.
That doesn't have any.
Possibly there is. I'm not familiar. I know this thing about the kollel for the men. I know for sure happens. That I know about. That happens every day. Rabbi Golitsky, and I know Rabbi Holtzberg is like the Rish kollel over there, and I see the people going. I know that happens. It's a great question. And the Rebbe says it's not very important. The Rebbe finishes off with this claim. It says it's not the main point over here is that it's not there should be more moistus, more institutions, or there should be more Magidish Shur and people getting Shur. The point over here should be Pashat. There should be more people learning Torah, and the older people they should learn more Torah. And therefore, he says all these things which I mentioned about calling it a certain name, or all these different details. That's not the main thing. If in a certain place, you're gonna be able to get more people to learn Torah by in a different way. That's the main thing. Is that more people? We're saying people. We're talking about how the Rebbe initiated that when people are semi-retired, retired. They should get together to learn Torah. They should get together and have more shiurim and fill their time up with learning Torah, because people are older, they're smarter, they're more experienced, more wiser, and they should use their minds to fill up their day with learning Torah, advancing and learning Torah. And that's going to bring the Bez Hashem to the time when there's going to be more learning Torah when Mashiach comes. And the whole time we're not going to have it in the book. Now, we have 3 minutes. I don't think we have a minion yet, right? We have, right now, we need another 2, right? So I just want to say something interesting about Chafav. This was connected with Chafav because that's something that the Rebbe initiated with Chafav. So,
What year was
this is Tafshin Mem, 1980. And by the way, I want to say that they used to come twice a year to the Rebbe. But those who learned to the kollel,
they got from?
the Rebbe would speak to them downstairs in 770. They filled up the shul on Chaf Av every year, and on Chanukah twice a year. they would come together to.
But in all the pregnant, you could see right behind the Rebbe, every
Older people, but yeah, but this is special. You see people, not necessarily which are regular chassidim.
Oh,
You saw people from all stripes, and
oh, but those that behind the Rebbe.
people. A lot of people
Okay.
from Russian background. A lot of people which are not necessarily so observant. He saw it was full with people from a lot of people which maybe like a lot of Russian Yidden, and the place was full. They had the men on one side, the woman on the other side, and then the Rebbe spoke to them twice a year, Chaf Av and and Hanukkah, talking about the Rebbe's initiation of making the initiative of making Tiferes Kein Lev Yitzchak, making that people who are retired or semi-retired, they should learn Torah since they're wiser, they're smarter, they're older, pull their time up and advancing and learning Torah. That was the Rebbe's Tafshin Mem, Chapov, covering his father.
We're dismissing.
Yeah,
No, not really. Older.
we have a minute.
Like you.
Tiferes,
You're young.
Age is a number, mine is unlisted. Remember that.
we have
I'm exactly 10. I'm exactly 10 with you, Rabbi.
we're missing one person, I think.
Wow. Make sure this guy gets good night.
Where's the other person?
He's serious, coming.
Oh, there we go. City Akadosh. Okay,
Yeah.
Chavra. Have a good night.
Thank
I'm
you.
there. I'm gonna talk.
Yeah.
Who's
that?
Only here for you, asking.
Hello.
I'll
just kidding.
see you tomorrow. Rabbi, you'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
What?
No, not
Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah, where were you?
I think probably Rabbi Razel will be back. I assume.
Where is he? Where is he?
Yeah, Rabbi Razel's back tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, very lucky.
Not till next
Yeah, he's supposed to
Tuesday.
come back.
Oh.
Where is he?
No electricity.
I don't know.
31.
Yeah.
Huh?
I like
Well, I drove it on these things,
I
bro.
have
All right. Good night, Rabbi.
Slocha, good night. Brachas.
And Chosing, good night.
Maybe what experience.
And learning Torah, that's the message.
Okay. Maybe what experience.
Okay, start tonight. Have a good night. All the best.
Adonai,